Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. This is teacher Hadir from Taqarub School, and today, inshallah, we are going to start with our English world material, starting from Unit 3, the story of the white giraffe. First of all, we have to know the point of view of this story, which is third person. What does third person mean? It means that when the author or the writer use the third person singular or plural pronouns a lot, such as he, she, or some nouns in the story, and we have different characters in the story, and we don't focus on a certain character. So let's start reading. Martin Allen's parents have died and she has traveled from England to Africa. So I guess that our main character is Martin to Africa to live with her grandmother, who owns a wildlife reserve. Tendi, a Zulu tracker who works for her grandmother. These are two other characters, which are Tendai and Zulu, and they work for Martin's grandmother. Okay, has told her of a rare white giraffe believed to be in the reserve. He has found its tracks and he has followed them, but he has never been lucky enough to see the animal itself. Now we all know that the color of the giraffe is yellow, okay, and not white, which is a rare situation to find a white giraffe, and the workers believe that they have seen a white giraffe in her grandmother reserve. Okay, let's continue. One rainy night, Martin glimpsed the giraffe from her bedroom window. She decides to go into the reserve to find it. The air was perfume sweet with the scent of the fallen mangoes and gardenia blossoms. Martin set off blindly through the dripping trees and in the general direction of the game park gate. So one day, Martin glimpsed the white giraffe from her bedroom window, and she decided to go out and look for or to find this giraffe and to see if they are telling the truth. Is it true that there is a white giraffe in the reserve? The one useful thing she had overheard during her investigations the previous week had been Tendai telling her grandmother the new code for padlock. She had made a point of committing the numbers to memory. When her hands touched the cold metal gate, she felt for the heavy chain that bound it and the lock that secured it. Only then did she switch on her torch and enter the numbers on the wet dial. Now there is a gate or a locked gate in the reserve, and Martin heard the number, or she heard Tendai telling her grandmother the key number, let's say, or the password of the gate, and she decided to go and see what is behind this gate. Martin stared down at it, unable to believe that it had been so easy. She realized that she had been secretly hoping all along that something would happen to prevent her from going into the game reserve. She glanced over her shoulder. Once more the house stood in darkness. Whatever happened now, there was no turning back. So she entered, or she is now behind the gate. Let's see what happened then. Martin stepped through the gate and stifled a cry of terror. Two red eyes glared at her. The bushes shook violently, and water brook sprang up so close to Martin that its fur actually brushed her. With a shake of its horns, it bounded away into the blackness. Now, can you figure out what is that thing that has shocked Martin? Yes, I guess it is the white giraffe. Now let's see. Martin's heart smacked wildly against her rib cage. She tried to imagine what Tendai would do in a similar situation. Not that he was likely to be in a similar situation, but if he were, she was sure that everything would be about staying calm and thinking clearly. Focus, she thought. Now notice, the writer used she, Martin, Tendai, and not I or you, which is the first person and the second person point of view. More than anything in the world, she wanted to find the white giraffe. Why she wasn't sure, she just knew she had to do it. The beam from the torch picked out the path that led down to the water hole, where the frogs were competing in a noisy chorus. Blue lightning shuddered over the mountains on the far horizon. Martin set off as quickly as she dared, trying to avoid the puddles. Was taller than she was, and cold droplets drenched her hair and ran down her neck. As she walked, unseen creatures slithered and skewered and hopped away through the undergrowth. Martin tried not to imagine the worst. She wasn't sure which she was most scared of, snakes and creepy crawlers or man-eating carnivores. But she fervently hoped that she didn't meet any of them. Now she is speaking of her scary things, or of her scariness. Okay. As if sensing danger, the frogs fell silent. Tendrils of mist hovered over the water, and the night air was laden with the threat. Martin cooled the butterfly in her stomach. She had come too far to go back now. She lifted her torch and shone it into the surrounding bush. Nothing moved, not a mouse, not a lion, not even a bird. Disappointment hit her like a blow. What had she been thinking of? She was thinking of finding the white giraffe, or let's say she was hoping to find the white giraffe. Mythical giraffe, she had risked her life in purest of a fairy tale, and now she had to try to get home in one piece. Sheer instinct warned Martin something was behind her. The same sixth sense told her to turn around very, very slowly. A cape cobra was coiled into the mud, barely 6 feet away from her, hood spread wide, swaying in the yellow torchlight. Martin recognized it immediately as one of the poisonous snakes in Africa. So she found a snake. Okay, and the white giraffe has rescued her from the snake. She was the most poisonous snake that you can find in whole Africa. The cobra's lips parted and its black tongue flickered out evilly. Martin dropped her torch in panic. It rolled behind a boulder and dimmed to a faint glow. Then it went out. In the split second before she was plunged into darkness, Martin saw the cobra draw back its head to strike. Helplessly, she waited for its little bite. It never came. Instead, a pale blur exploded from the trees. There was a hideous hissing sound and the flash of flying hooves. The last thing Martin saw before she crumpled to the ground was The White Giraffe. From The White Giraffe by Lauren St. John. So the last thing she saw was the white giraffe, and finally she found the white giraffe. This was our lesson for today. Hope you enjoyed it.